Roger. Welcome to my story, multiple sclerosis, the monster inside me. Okay, welcome back. Today is Wednesday, June 2nd. It's been about a month since my last show, and I came in and talked with you guys. A few things going on since then and now. I've got both ends of my COVID vaccine. Finished that a couple weeks ago. No real issues. The first one, my arm was a little bit sore for a day, and then the next shot was the one I was worried about. That's the one where I've heard people just didn't feel well and were down for days, and I took that shot and I felt fine. But that being said, I feel like crap every day, so I don't know if it affected me or not. It was just like another day. So we'll just call it good to say that it didn't affect me. But we got the COVID shot. I've had some MRIs done about 6 weeks ago, and I think I mentioned this. The neurologist called me and said she wasn't going to treat my MS anymore until my neurosurgeon and I got a handle on this brain tumor that I got going on in my head. And it's nasty, it's crazy. I wouldn't even know how to explain what it does to me. And so when people ask how I'm doing, I just say I'm doing okay, because I wouldn't even know where to start. There's Gandalf, my bird, in the background. So I finally got my referral to UNM Hospital, and we set up some more MRIs, which would be number 17 and number 18, probably a little over 14 months. Ton of MRIs. So I was at a new spot, had to go to Sandoval County UNM Regional Medical Center, and had that done, had some MRIs. It was a stressful day, got poked in both arms. And we all know that, those of us with MS know that stress is the last thing that we want to deal with. And yesterday was a stressful day. I'll be the first one to admit it. So usually the day after a stressful day is a tough one to get through. I got up and took Chip Dog out for a walk this morning and just wasn't into it, and still trying to make it through the day. But I wanted to get through this and let everyone know what's going on. So I had my MRIs done, and I have an appointment with my neurosurgeon next week, and we're going to try to figure out our plan of action, maybe a biopsy to see if this thing's malignant or not. Typically they're not in women, but in men they are, and it's a fast grower, so we need to shrink it, otherwise it is going to kill me. So we need to shrink this thing and try to go from there. But I will have another show on probably in a couple weeks, and we'll talk about that, and I'll let you know what he is planning and what we're planning. Still dealing with my MS symptoms. I have a lot of numbness from the waist down, extreme exhaustion. Some days are better than others. I figure I have one good day for every bad day, which sucks. Someday I'll have a couple. Sometimes I'll have a couple good days in a row, but there's going to be a bad day thrown in there, and sometimes we all know it's coming. It's just I expect it. So, but moving on a little bit, we all know, or I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I am a medical cannabis user, and I grow my own medical cannabis. And one of the biggest fears of us outdoor cannabis growers is hail. And on Monday, which was Memorial Day, and I want to say I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend. That's a weekend that I used to do a lot of camping, but I discovered that's pretty much amateur weekend, so I stay away from the mountains then. And I'm a huge car racing fan, so I have the Indy 500 and the NASCAR Coke 600, which I'm a huge NASCAR fan. Get to watch those, and so that makes up for not going out into the wilderness. But back to the hail and my medical cannabis. I was in that house here, and I could hear something hitting the roof, and it was really quick, and all of a sudden, by the time I could get my shoes on and a light coat on, it was raining and hailing so hard that it looked like someone was just dumping a bucket of ice water out. And we had localized flooding here in Rio Rancho, and had some flooding down in the Albuquerque area, and it was just crazy. So I spent the next 20 minutes just distressed, worrying about my plants. They're going to be shredded. Finally, after the hail backed off a little bit, I went out and checked it out, and I was so relieved to see that they all 6 of them looked untouched. And the storms come out of the west here in this desert southwest, and my plants are on the east side of the house to protect them from the late afternoon desert sun. And as it turned out, it protected them from the hail. So I was so happy Plants are happy. So for once, I have something good and exciting to report. The next thing I wanted to talk about is I belong to a game club, and we call ourselves the High Desert Gaming Society. And 3 of us have been board gaming together for over 25 years. That would be me, Matt, and Terry. And we've played poker, and we've done all kinds of board games. We probably have, between the 5 of us, we have 2 other members, Dan and James. Between the 5 of us, we probably have well over 200 games easily. And they're real geeky, strategic, board games that, take a lot. They're very rulesy, but we play all this stuff and have a blast doing it. And we've also done a little bit of work for a board game designer, and his name is Sean Friend. I want to say hello to Sean if he's watching. This is the second game that he brought us, and he brought us a game a couple weeks ago to test run, not even in production yet, still needed a little bit of tweaks and suggestions, and that's why he came to us, because we are board gamers. And we sat down and played the game, and he starts out with giving us each a 3x5 index card and a pen, and we just kind of take notes as we go along of how we think what we could do or what he could do to maybe make the game better. I just want to say it was a good game. It was well designed. The player boards needed a little bit of tweaking, not a big thing, and I want to thank Sean for including us with his project and getting this game, into a production stage. And we're going to try to help him. I know Dan's going to help him, and we're going to try to help him get this thing marketed, and whatever we could do to help him, we're super excited about that. But a couple of weeks after our meeting with the new game and Sean, he sent me a text with a new character card that he was going to add to the game. And this is a pirate game, and pirate themed, hunting treasure and staying away from curses, and it had all those elements to it. But he sent me the card and showed it to me, and it was a card that was modeled after me. And I thought that was really cool, and I want to thank Sean for doing that and thinking of me. And I must have been wearing a bandana that day, because the character has a bandana, and I must not have shaved for a while because I was looking a little scruffy, and I'm waving a big old sword. And here's a picture of it. I'll show you guys a picture of it because I think it's really cool. The graphics and the artwork in this game are second to none. They're really, really good. And I think the deal with this character card is it takes, I think, 4 gold to buy me, and I have a +2 defense. Those of you gamers would know what that means. And it has another something else that goes along with it. I can't remember. I haven't seen it. I've only seen the card, not the specifics of the card. But anyway, cool card, and I want to say thanks to Sean for thinking of me and putting that on there, and I'm flattered. That's the first time I've ever had anything in a game kind of modeled after me, so that was really cool. Well, that all being said, I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end this now. I usually like to give some shout outs, so we're going to do that real quick. The first one is to a Facebook page called MS Warriors, and it's a great Facebook page to go to and look at. Even if you don't have MS, someone or a family member that does, go there and look and see what people are talking about, what bothers them, what we need, what kind of support we need. And it's just a great page where us MSers can just communicate with each other and try to answer questions and just be there for each other, and that's important, to be there for the other MSers. And it's great to have family members who also support you. That's huge, and that's something we need. And then another page I belong to, and it's an app, and it's called MS Belong. And the same kind of philosophy as the MS Warriors. Everyone on there are MS patients, and we just have a chance to talk and communicate with each other. Sometimes not even about MS, just about life in general. And it's good to have someone to talk to who's dealing with the same thing that you are, because a lot of times people just don't understand what us MSers are dealing with. On top of that, I got a brain tumor on top of that, so I got the double whammy, and it's just too hard to explain to people, but these people on these sites, they understand. There's no judgment. They all want to help, and so those are great places to go look and just hang out and talk to other people. Also, I want to give a shout out to a longtime friend of mine and childhood friend of mine. Grew up in Santa Fe knowing her, and her name was Melinda Velasquez. And I want to thank you for watching, and thanks for your support. Appreciate that. Another one was a longtime friend of mine growing up in Santa Fe, and probably one of my best friends in Santa Fe, and introduced me to real rock and roll. First grade, he introduced me to CCR back in 1969. And CCR has always been one of my favorite bands. So I want to say thank you and hello to Danny Arison. And I want to say thank you for watching, and maybe someday we'll get together and have lunch. We had lunch together about probably 8 or 9 months ago, and hadn't seen him in 30 years, and it was good to see him. So I was excited about that. Just want to say hello to him. So I think that'll probably do it for today's show. I want to thank everyone for watching, all my MS Warrior friends. Thank you for watching. Support each other. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Questions or comments, please leave them down below. Anybody who takes the time to comment to me, I will always take the time to respond and reply back. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate all the support. So that being said, I want to say thanks for watching MS, the Monster Inside Me, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks and talk about what's been going on. So until then, stay strong and stay tough. Carry on through. Thank you for watching.